Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video. I am in Ark, and of course this is Ark Genesis Part 2. As you can see over here, we have every creature that you can tame in the game with this new DLC, and we're going to start off with the Noglin. We're going to look at it, see what stats it has, see what they can do. Of course, I'm probably going to miss out a lot of things because I don't know these creatures just yet, and they are pretty new to me. I've not looked at any other videos. I don't know much about these creatures. As you can see, we do have the brain hunt, so that means you control the Noglin from, I suppose, a remote location. You can then latch it on to wild dinosaurs. I heard rumors that you can latch it on to people's tames. I do have a question about that, but I will show you what I mean later on. Over here we have a Stegosaurus. This is something that I spawned in. I'm going to put this guy down here. Of course, it is a shoulder pet and it doesn't have a lot of HP. So we're going to take remote control of the Noglin and we're going to try and latch it on to the Stego. I think, okay, that didn't work out the way I wanted it. We're going to try this again. There we go. So we've latched on to the Stego. I can see the Noglin is on the Stego's head, which is pretty cool. I do like the way it looks. Let's have a good look at this. It's kind of cool. I like the way it dangles its feet whilst it's doing that. Now, of course, we do get 5 minutes in terms of how long you can do this for. And in doing so, we pretty much have remote control of the Stegosaurus. We can control what it does. And this is a wild Stego, by the way. And if you press F, you pretty much exit the remote control, making the Noglin make the Stego act as a tamed pet that will follow you around. So to remove the Noglin, you just pretty much press and hold E. You get the radial wheel, take the Noglin off, and it will kill the Stego. It doesn't really seem to matter how much HP it's got. Now, I wonder if you can use this for gigas and stuff. So that's the health of the Stego. You hold E, wait for this to fill up, and then you can remove the Noglin. I want to see what other things we can do. Responses. Okay, we can do this. So that will allow us to have access to the Stego and control it. What's going on here? Oh, this is Eleanor. No, we don't want you. Looks good. I really wish she does not get in the way. Repossessed, that's what it was. Right, let's remove the Noglin and show you what's going to happen. There we go. And it just killed off the Stego. Now, you did see a bag next to where the Stego was. You can also throw the Noglin at the creature that you want to possess, which is kind of useful, but you might want to do this with creatures that aren't hostile, because it does require you to be quite close to that creature. I'm going to play around with this, and I want to see if I can possess a Giga. That's going to be quite interesting. Alright, so we've got the Noglin here with a Stego. We know that if we forcefully remove the Noglin, it will kill the Stego. Over here we have a, what's this called? A Maewing. There we go. So this is a interesting looking creature. It doesn't look bad, to be honest. Hold on. I want to kind of shift this guy, the Stego. He's kind of in the way, but never mind. We'll just go with this. Now, the saddle for this creature has 4 slots that can carry 4 babies, and it is a egg-laying dino creature. Not even a dino, it's a creature. And it is a glider as well. And unlike the other gliders that we've had in the game, I actually find this one a lot easier to glide around with. This is what it has in terms of HP. So this is a 150 Maewing that I tamed or force tamed with admin commands. And this is what you can expect to get, roughly speaking. We do have a primary bite attack. We have a jump barge type of attack, whatever this is called. And we can hold down space, then jump. So we'll charge a jump, and then with shift we activate the flaps on the side of this creature, turning it into a glider. Now it can glide pretty fast, and if you do land quickly, it does do a skid. So this is me charging the jump right there. And to go into glide, you just pressed the shift key. And if you do glide fast, it will have like a slide on the ground when you do hit the ground, and it will break objects. It actually slides on the water as well. It is a great swimmer from what I have seen, and it can also dive bomb, which is pretty cool. So it has quite a few functions for a creature. Oh, it does also do a little parachute type of thing, so you can land quite slow should you choose to do so. And that is pretty much it for the Maewing. We'll get into more details once we get used to playing with this kind of creature. Over here we have the Astrodelphis. Now these things are a bit annoying because even once tamed, they do tend to just wander about and do their own thing. Now this is a level 1 Astrodelphis, and you can see the stats. You do need to have element in its inventory if you want to use some of the functions of the saddle. The saddle is of course a Tek saddle, and it's kind of like a fighter jet, which is pretty cool. So I do actually like this creature. The only thing I don't like about it is its ability or its wanting to wander about. And of course, if you do put grenades in its inventory, you can launch them. And this is a 150 Astrodelphis force tamed with admin command. So let's call it a perfect tame. So it does have a bite attack when you do not have the wings expanded. You can expand the wings, and it then does a lot of things. It is quite maneuverable. It actually turns on the dime, which is neat. You can open up the wings like this. It turns into a fighter jet. We do have like a little display that looks like a fighter jet. If you press and hold left click, it does this thing. So that is a laser attack. We then launch grenades. What's nice about the grenades, this is quite cool, is you right click to launch a grenade, and then if you want to detonate it sooner, you can do that by right clicking again. So you can choose where to detonate. This is of course its laser beam, so left click, just a tap of the left click, and to get the plasma ball, if you want to call it that, you hold down the left click. It does also have a sprint mode, so right there what I was doing, I was detonating the grenade just as it left the creature, just as I shot it. So I right clicked and then right clicked immediately again. So you choose where you want to detonate the grenade, which is pretty cool. It can do a loop-de-loop, it can do a 180, and the next creature we're looking at will be the Shadowmane, and we've got the male and female version. As you can see, there's a bit of a difference between them. So this one right here is the male. It has a bit more around its mane compared to the female. They do have different abilities apparently, so we'll test them out. We'll have a look. This is of course again a 150 force tamed with the admin command, so we'll have a look at their stats, and this is the female right here. Let's go and have a ride on it. You do get a pack bonus, as you can see, if they are in a pack. So if you hold space down, it does this thing, and it does like a lightning charge at a creature. It's pretty cool. I do like it. If you press C, it will go invisible, and that was its attack right there. So it's like a little claw attack. And this is its invisibility. Now, of course, Helena doesn't help us because it does give our position away. So I'm not sure how useful this is for PvP because of Helena. You can't really get rid of her, which is kind of annoying. You guys let me know that are PvP players how this works out with the little side bot there. Now it does do some jumps, so that's going to be useful. It does look pretty cool. We're going to charge up a charge attack, if you want to call it that. I don't even know what it's called. We can do that, and if you do hit creatures, you build up a bar. I haven't quite figured out what this does, so you guys can let me know down below. Been trying to play around with it, but I'm not quite sure what this is used for. But I do like the charge attack, it's cool. Of course, this is the first time I'm looking at these creatures. So here we have the female version. I can see that we have fewer abilities on the bar. We do also have the bar that charges up with attacks. See again. It's quite important to note that whilst it is invisible, it goes into a stalker or crawl mode, and it's quite slow, but it's still cool. And here we have the VoidWyrm. Basically, this is a Tek Wyvern, and so that was a level 1. Those are the base stats. Here we have a 150 that I tamed out with the admin commands, but for some odd reason it came out at this level. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I mean, these are all new creatures. These are the first times I'm seeing them, apart from when I spawned them in and then force tamed them. So what does this do? It does have a bite attack. We also have a breath attack if you want, which is this beam right here. We have a very angry Stego from the previous test. So let's try it out on this candidate right here. Okay. It does seem to sort of stun the creature, which is kind of interesting. I like that idea. Alright, we'll finish you off. And apart from that, it's just your standard wyvern. It flies. You can use that beam whilst in air. So, as you can see right there, I think it is quite limited in range. We do have the C, which kind of is a grab. And of course, C on the ground will have that wing flap thing that the wyverns do. And I'm guessing it'll also harvest stuff. So, that's kind of cool. So, this is the C on the ground. Over here we have the Exo-Mech. Now this is easily one of my favorite creatures so far. We have Punch, and then we can go and cycle through its modes. This is carry mode, so I can pick up things off the ground. So if I want to pick up this item right here, I just pick it up and then I can relocate it. What's cool about this is that it can relocate the entire box with everything in it. We can then place it down. We can kind of decide how we want to place it down, and then we have this ability right here, which of course means you can actually pick up base pieces. Yes, I have tested it, and it can pick up pretty much everything, foundations and all that. It's basically the official version of the S Plus demo gun. So that's what it does. It does put it in your inventory. That's cool. This is something that the game needed for quite some time. If we press C, it does this ground pound. And obviously if we press click whilst in combat mode, it will do a punch. And another cool thing that this mech suit or tech suit can do is it can do a jump. It's kind of a unique type of jump in the sense that it does go quite high. So if we hold space, you get this little I don't even know what you call it. It shows you where you're going to land. You let go, you can jump, you will jump, and you can punch in air, and it does this cool landing. So it's kind of, in terms of moves, it reminds me very much of how Hulk moves around, especially when it lands. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. It is cool, and what's nice about it is you can jump with objects in your hand. So you can use this function. And on the inside, this is what it looks like if you go into first-person perspective. And yeah, you can cycle through the different types of modes. But it does work quite nice in first-person. I like it. It's cool. They thought and dealt with it and designed it really nicely. It does have another function. I'm not quite sure how to use that one, where you can kind of go into a RTS mode and control your creatures and tames in that way. So that could be very useful for combat. I've not found out which key makes it do that, but if you open up the inventory, it has a lot of HP and even more carry weight, and of course you can craft in it. And finally, we have the Striders. I have a bunch of them right here, as you can see. And what's very interesting about the Striders is that they come with different attachments. They have specific attachments for their heads and, of course, for their bodies. So we have the excavation extraction. We have a shield extraction. Of course, they will require batteries in their inventory, so that is basically what they need in order to function. I'm going to go quickly through the attachments. So head will be the excavation, which will harvest, or pulse cannon, which fires a laser. We have the silence cannon, which is supposed to silence creatures, so to speak. We have the radar rig, which apparently detects creatures. On the body, we have the face cannon, which fires a tech blast. The resource harvester, which automatically harvests resources off the ground, and the shield generator, which activates a shield, and a shield projector, which puts a shield, a spherical shield around the creature. The shield generator puts a shield in front and back. You can control where you want to put the shield with the Strider. Now we're going to go through them. I did show you a level 1 Strider's stats. Most of these guys are 150 perfect tamed with the use of admin commands. We're going to be playing around with these guys. Now, as you can see, these are the attachments right here. What's quite important to remember is that you cannot change these attachments. This is what you get on the Strider, so they do come in different ways. This is, of course, the I think this is the radar rig, which is basically going to detect creatures around us. And we do also have the shield on this one. So this is the shield projector. It is a spherical shield, and it is basically going to follow us around if we do move the Stryder. It does have a decent amount of HP, and it does protect everything that is in the bubble. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a little portable shield, which is nice. Next up, we have another Stryder. So here are the attachments that you can get. With this one, of course, we can harvest resources. And what's cool is that this has the perfect combination of attachment. It has the harvesting laser on its head, so that means we can harvest things. And it does also have the resource attractor, or whatever it's called, on its body, so it automatically picks up the resources. So this is one that I'm guessing people will be looking for with regards to harvesting. So we're going to move on to the next one. You can see the resources right here in this creature's inventory. Over here we have another Stryder, and this one has, as you can see right there, the silence rig, which silences creatures. I'm not sure if that works. And then we have the phase cannon right there, so that fires a single blast, and I'm guessing that'll do a lot of damage by it. And then if we use the silencing cannon, it does that, which I have yet to figure out what it does. And as you can see, they're quite slow as well, so I'm going to give you a heads up. These things are ridiculously slow. Alright, we're going to move on to the next one really quick. So this one has the resource harvester, or the little packs on its side, and then it has a little cannon right here which fires a couple of rounds. You do have a limited amount of ammunition before you do run out, so keep that in mind. I'm not sure how much damage these do. I have yet to test them. At the moment we're just looking at them, and I think, yeah, okay, I think that's pretty much it. We have the final Stryder, so I did get all of the attachments. I did have to spawn quite a few of them in. Now we have the shield that I was on about, so this is the shield generator if I'm not mistaken, and you can kind of choose where to put the shield. It's kind of like a wall, a shield wall that you can kind of move wherever you want to have it. So I'm not sure how useful this will be. Again, this is something we'll have to play around with. And you can lift it, you can put it further down. It's kind of cool. I can see uses for this, especially if you want to block some sort of damage from just a specific direction. Well, that is it for this video, folks. These are all of the creatures that are new to Ark and specific to this DLC. I am sure I missed out loads of things that these creatures can do. I have literally just picked up the game. I've been away from home, so this is the first time I am seeing them. If I missed out anything, you guys can let me know down below with a comment. I will be reading them, and of course what you put down in the comments may potentially help people that are just picking up this game, and it might even help me for future videos. Now, of course, this is the very first video for this new DLC, and there's going to be much more in terms of content coming out soon on the channel. I'm going to be looking at absolutely everything that this game has to offer, and I'm going to be making a ton of guides for the game. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video if you have enjoyed it, and for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links, as of course, you can find down below in the video's description. Until next time, stay safe, folks.